How you doing up there?
I hope it's enough. It's over
Welcome to
with.
the Prince Edward County Conference Line. Please stand by. You'll be joined in shortly.
2391. Will help you work off that.
Good evening. Welcome to the Planning Commission meeting for the October 15, 2024. The Prince Edward County Planning Commission encourages citizens' participation in public meetings through in-person participation, written comments, and/or remote participation by calling 1-844-890-7777. Access code 390313. Additionally, citizens may view the commission meeting live in its entirety at the county's YouTube channel, the link to which is provided on the county website. With that, I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the invocation. I guess at this time, from the standpoint of the board here, we just want to wish everybody safe travels at this time of year, and I think we need to say a prayer for the people that were caught in the last two storms, especially the people in Asheville and Florida. We need to keep those people in our prayers and keep the people that are down there working to get those places back in order. Thank you. This time, I'd like to ask everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. With that in mind, any conflict disclosures for tonight's meeting from the board? Okay, thank you. With that then, has everybody had a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting? And if so, are there any changes? If not, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? I guess we'll get down the row. Mr. Page?
Yes.
We'll go the other way this time. Mr. Weiss? Mr. Weiss? Yeah.
Sure, I'm going to abstain because I was out of town on business at the last meeting.
Okay, that's understood. Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Okay,
I
Teresa?
abstained as well. I was not
Okay.
present.
okay. Well, everybody's abstaining here, but that's okay. Totally understood.
Approved.
Approved?
Approved.
Approved, okay. And Donna, on the far end, sir?
Yes.
Okay, I approved by the chairman. Motion is approved for the board meeting, approval of the minutes. Next on the agenda is a capital improvement plan. Mr. Love, if you could give us a brief overview?
Yes, sir. So we're at that time again where we're looking to do scoring of the individual projects that have been submitted to the county. Capital improvement plan is intended to be a guide to assist the board of supervisors in developing the county's budget. The Prince Edward CIP includes major capital projects that are, number one, non-recurring, and number two, should have a useful life of 5 years or more. And number three, the estimated cost of expenditure must exceed $50,000 for a general government project and $100,000 for a school project. All of the figures have been, and estimates have been prepared by the county. These are not final construction estimates, but best guesstimates. CIP process began by the county getting with various departments and agencies with submission, I got a typo in here, of 10 capital expenditure requests from county departments, associated agencies. The commission will now need to score these projects to determine a recommended priority. And the next step staff will draft a finalized plan using these projects and the scoring levels. That final draft will then come back to you all. We're hoping to bring that back in November. And then at that time, we would have you, if you agree, to authorize a public hearing to be held on the draft plan in December. And this is ahead of it going to the board. They would likewise, they would have a public hearing before their drafted approval. So right now, we anticipate the board would be finished with this part of this process by January, their January meeting. County Administrator, do you want to go over some of these, or do you want me to go over some of these, or?
You go ahead.
Okay. Well, in no particular order. You want to start, we'll start with the animal shelter. This is just the way they're not in your packet in any particular order. They're just how we had them. So there's a proposal for a new county animal shelter. The proposed new shelter would replace the existing shelter at 255 County Shop Road, which was constructed in the 70s. The old building is masonry, concrete floors. The current shelter can house 9 cats and 11 dogs legally, and they are typically at max capacity. There's been some sightings with the condition of the floor and the walls and surfaces and wall surfaces in the dog runs. The county has spent $16,000 to replace the outside gates on the runs after they failed inspection. Current isolation room and euthanasia room do not meet all legal state requirements. So there was a need assessments done, which is still currently underway. It says completed August 30th, 2024. County's architect is Mosley. They've outlined a schedule. They've been working on conceptual design. And then this project, is slated to be completed sometime in 2026. And you'll see a table in your schedule here. You see design, development, construction documents, building permit, bidding and award bidding. Let's see, I think we've got on average, a shelter brings in 15 to 20 animals per year. I think that's probably, that's probably per month, wouldn't it be, Doug? Probably more like. So, yeah, it says per year, it should be per month at least.
I read that too.
Yeah, I'm reading it, what you read. There is no renovation of that existing facility. It land-wise and location-wise, right now, the county's looking at a proposed site on Commerce Road between Social Security and Faces. It would have municipal water and sewer, which the current site doesn't have. Significant visibility and area where they could have an outside area for pet owners to come, potential pet owners, adopters to come in and play with the pets, and be a much improved and much more customer-friendly and pet-friendly facility. And I think, what's the total cost on this one?
I can tell you, we got some newer numbers. A few years ago, we were looking at $2 million, and now it's probably between $5 and $6 million on the estimate. And it's just the cost of construction is outpacing everything. Just to give you, for instance, our elementary school project, last year, the construction portion was estimated at 33, the low bid came in at 38. That was English construction out of Lynchburg, John, there you worked with before. The second bid was 41 from the guys over there working at Longwood, from Lynchburg. And then Cambridge, I think, was at 42. So, you get 3 probably the best regional builders. I think you get a pretty fair number to work with, but Jamerson was still third. It's unbelievable right now what construction costs.
I would tell you that material costs are going up still almost weekly. And so a lot of the contractors have to hedge where they are in the project and when those materials will be purchased. So they have to somehow put inflation in those numbers, knowing that some items may not be utilized in the project for 2 years, or they have to commit their suppliers to give them a fixed price now, which most suppliers are doing the same thing. Just from experience, I mean, it's terrible. The suppliers are raising their price 25% from what it is today, estimating that might be what it's gonna be in 2 years. And that's a low estimate for some of them.
Probably the most serious issue with the shelter is we don't, the drain field goes out, supposedly the drain field in the woods. And you're washing down kennel runs and so you got animal feces, you got human waste coming from the sink and toilet. In theory, those should be separated, but having a municipal system be able to tie it all in, that's key to addressing those issues.
So do we have any budget figures at all for this project?
We do now.
Yeah.
And we'll have them in the plug-in, I think between $5 and $6 million is where we're gonna be at.
And the write-up says that the IDA land will be free to the county? Is
The
that-
IDA, we've talked about the IDA, it hasn't happened, but I
Yeah.
think that's the general consensus
Right.
in the ask.
So the 5 or 6 million is just purely construction and fitting out the
Construction,
building? Fitting it out,
design.
yep,
Yep.
yep.
Engineering,
Right.
like Timmons is doing the survey work and stuff like that, but that should be the turnkey cost.
Right.
What will be the monthly cost on sewer?
You know, it's, you pay double, you pay, what, time and a half when you're outside town limits on your cost. But you've got you'll wash your runs down a couple of days. It's not gonna be that significant. It's gonna be more than, I'd say, normal, but, you know, you're out there with the hose washing, it'll not
Right.
continuous flow.
Right.
Some systems have a trench drain in the middle and the chemicals drain and there's a continuous flow of water.
Right.
But I think we're probably will not go with that system to keep the water costs.
The reason I was asking, you said at the old, and I'm familiar with the old place, all of it's going into the same sewer system, which we're supposed to divide. What are we gonna do if we're going into the town sewage and everything?
You can mix it in the town sewer system.
Okay,
You can mix it, you're good. Yep.
Because it's all treated.
We've actually,
Yeah.
the town has actually sent us an email saying they would accept, they talked to DEQ and they're good.
okay.
That's town water also.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Do I understand right that this project is already in the current CIP?
It is, I think it's your top rate.
Yep, yep.
I would say just, I'll say this for Mr. Gilman. Politically, the kids had to come first with the elementary school. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, hopefully this will be the next thing that we can try to address.
A very close second.
It should be.
So, Mr. Chair, if on page 32, we could go ahead and score the project. Y'all may have some other questions as we go through, but we can try to answer them to the best of our ability.
Are you looking for us to score each one individually then? Okay. Okay.
I think pretty much if you can go through it and get consensus on
Right.
which number, which point system to go, if we get to 2 or 3 of them, it should go pretty quick.
Right. If we take the first one, which is the shelter here, we're looking at prioritization here. Public health and safety, as we're talking here, 3. Would everybody agree with 3 on this one? Okay, okay, we'll go to external requirements, which project required by law, regulation, or mandate? Okay, everybody agree with the 3 also? Okay. Number 3, protection of capital facilities, critical to safe structure, integrity of existing facility, or repair significant structure. We talked about this is gonna have to be a replacement. Okay. 3? Okay. Operating budget,
additional
Yeah.
operating costs
Yeah.
for the water and sewer line. So one.
You could say one there, okay. Environmental quality, improving environmental quality of the county and its neighbors. I would have to say it's gonna be a 3, especially based upon the current facility we have. Would everybody agree there? Okay. Life expectancy of the project, I don't know.
If it lasted 50, I'd say
Yeah.
definitely.
No, that's 20, 20. We're okay with a 3?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess when we go through these, if anybody disagrees with the number that the board mentioned, please speak up.
And I'm penciling these in, I'm putting the title, if we
Okay.
need to come back, we can
Okay.
come back.
Relation to comprehensive plan, other plans, is that,
It's in the adopted CIP,
Yeah.
so I think that would be.
yes, it would get a 3, okay. And as we talked about, just a close second to the school. Availability of financing,
Maybe a 1 potential. There are some, like ASPCA and other grants out there.
Okay.
that we could potentially go after.
it's interesting, some other counties have actually received from some individual or personal funds for this, and I don't know that, we can look for that, but that's a potential, I think.
We talked about that, and there's certainly, a lot of folks, animals are near
Yeah.
and dear to their hearts.
Yep.
Maybe some fundraisers
Yeah.
or something.
I think something like that would generate some interest in it, some type of fundraising. At least somehow get something on the front page of the paper for people to understand what we're looking to do and maybe drive funds that way.
But it's not a 2 because non-county revenues have not yet been identified or applied for?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Economic development,
Zero, no direct.
right, okay. Prerequisite, requires completion before implementation.
I'd say no direct.
Yeah, no prerequisite, okay.
What number is that?
Population served, that's a hard one to say, maybe 25 to 49?
Serves the whole county,
Yeah,
right?
it serves the whole county that way.
50% or more.
Yeah, okay. And community need, it does fulfill a current need in the community? That would be a 3?
3.
Okay. Everybody's fine with those ratings? Okay. Mr. Love?
All right. So we'll move on from that. I'm gonna-
Okay.
Next one in my stack is the VDOT revenue sharing project. Virginia Department of Transportation has a matching program whereby localities may pay 50% of the cost of construction of transportation improvements. These funds can be used outside of the county's primary and secondary road improvement systems to make necessary improvements. The county is currently working with VDOT to complete a Ready, Set, Go study along Zion Hill Road to look at potential project to provide safe pedestrian access connecting the schools, the Farmville Sports Arena, and the Poplar Forest Apartment Complex. It is anticipated that the county will apply for revenue sharing projects each year to upgrade and improve public roads to meet demands of our transportation system. The road improvement projects could be funded under this program, have the potential to serve the entire community, improve roads, provide better access for property owners, resulting in, can reduce damage to vehicles, enhance property values, improve public safety. One of the most significant issues identified as community need has been the upgrading of substandard roads. Still a lot of gravel roads in the county and substandard width roads in the county. The county was awarded revenue share funding through the program for the proposed turn lanes for the Manor House Drive. The turn lanes are required for the build-out of the project. The project is under design. The pedestrian access along Zion Hill would impact close to 2,000 students. Transportation concerns remain one of the top citizen complaints. Revenue sharing program provides an avenue for the county to augment funding to get projects completed in a more timely manner.
The TAP program, which is the one we're looking at, the sidewalk in Zion Hill, is at 80/20. The county only has to come up 20% of the funding cost, so depending on which program you're eligible for, the match could be smaller. The board has made a significant commitment, $3 million for the, up to the grade, for the turn lanes out there in the manner, so. But looking at it, we're trying to maximize the match.
Well, just a comment, if you look at what the schools, all you have to do is travel that area somewhere between 7:45 and 8:15, and look at the traffic at the red light and people making U-turns to get into the school. It's amazing. And the frustrations, I would say, from some of the people that try to run that light to get into the school property. And then when you go in there, there's it's so hectic between the buses and everything else, there's no way really to, we have so many drop-offs right now, and students driving to school, and parents driving kids to
You
school.
got kids walking
Yep.
from Main Street
Exactly.
up to go to the school.
Yep, exactly. So
It's gotten a little better though out
Yeah,
there.
it has. But the challenge is going to be, with the construction there with Wawa, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but I anticipate students trying to think about walking across to Wawa during the day, especially for the kids that are in high school there.
We told them to include that intersection, there's a way to put a crosswalk across 15.
Yeah.
Tie it.
You're going to need one there because the students are either going over there for breakfast, and if they don't drive, they're walking over, and a lot of them don't eat at school there, and especially the high school kids who have flex scheduling sometimes.
And if they got after-school
After
activities,
school,
they
yep.
have an hour to kill, they're
Yep,
gonna walk.
yep, exactly. Okay. Public health and safety, I would have to say 3. External requirements required by law, regulation, or mandate. I don't know that it's required by law, Mr. Stanley, but,
I would say at
To-
least a
one.
one, because I know,
yeah,
VDOT anyway.
okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Just to clarify? Is this proposed project partly for the Manor turn lane, or is that already covered? This is for Zion Hill and the other stuff?
Manor's already been approved.
Yeah.
So I would say.
This is independent of
We
that.
still got money aside for it, but it's not really, this is really looking more at
Yeah,
Zion
yeah.
Hill.
Okay, thank you.
And this project is critical to tie into the school construction too. Correct, Mr. Stanley?
Yeah, I think in part of this, we've talked to VDOT, because VDOT eventually is going to look at maybe some additional turn
Right.
lane projects.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. Protection of capital facilities. Structural integrity, existing facility, or repair significant deterioration. I don't know if you call it deterioration, but it's certainly not up to standard.
If a road's a facility, I don't know how you define it.
Yeah, I don't know,
This is about roads, right?
Yeah, I know, that's the problem,
Yeah,
but,
you could say 0, no.
yeah, okay. Okay. Operating budget, project would result in decreased operating costs.
I'd say a 2.
Yeah, because it
Won't
can't,
have any impact.
yeah, it's not going to have impact either way. Environmental quality, improve environmental quality of the county and its neighbors. I don't know that there's an environmental impact here. I have to say a 0. Yeah, okay. Life expectancy of the project, that's kind of a shot in the dark there, but VDOT would expect that it would be built. Yeah,
Yeah, better.
yeah, it better last 20 years there. Relation to comprehensive plan and other plans, it does tie directly into the school project. Would that be a 3? Everybody okay there? Okay. Availability of financing, project revenues will support project expenses. It's a fundraiser, so, we have to go after funds, so it's an 80-20. Is this an 80-20 also? So I think that's a 2 then? Can we call it a 2 based upon written plan?
We've applied for the design, which requires us to apply for the grant. So I think you can put 2.
Okay. Then it comes, project will support project revenues. We've applied for that the same way, so can we, potential for non-county revenue expenses, because you're looking at VDOT from the state, that could be a 1?
Yeah, 1.
Okay. Economic development, project will encourage capital investment.
Say no direct impact.
Yeah, no direct impact, okay. That's a 0, okay. Prerequisite, there is no prerequisite to this one, okay. Project has no prerequisites, so that's a 0. Population served,
I'd say probably like maybe a 1.
Okay.
Figure in, there's 2,000 kids and you have families,
Yeah,
all the
right.
impact that they have.
right. Okay, and community need. I think it's, to me, I would say a 3 because it does fill a current need, because safety. Okay. Mr. Love, you got those all recorded? Okay, fantastic. Everybody in agreement there?
Yes.
Next one is voting equipment, it's from voter registration. Prince Edward County voting equipment was purchased in 2017. The expected life of the equipment is about 10 years. They've kept and maintained the equipment to get as much life expectancy as they can. The voter registration has planned on saving each year to purchase new voting equipment when the time arrives. We expect to have a minimum of over 60,000 saved by the expected time of purchase 2027, 2028, but only if needed or mandated. Let's see.
Right now, you
Voting equipment will be used to serve all residents, Prince Edward County and the town of Farmville. Voting equipment is essential to elections. Because obviously there's state and federal laws you got to comply with
Right.
there. It would be housed in the county courthouse until election day. That's pretty much it.
Just two questions. You said 2017 is the last
2027.
purchase- or no, I mean, the
Oh,
last
2017.
purchase and it's supposed to last 10 years?
Yeah.
So this would be a 2027 anticipated
Yep.
purchase. Is this a cost share with the town? Or how does that work?
No, it's on us. Sometimes
Okay.
there is state money that can match.
Okay, okay.
I have a question about the write-up, on the first page of it, the 2027, 2028 purchase, expected time of purchase, but only if needed or mandated. Is that referring to only if this equipment is needed or mandated, or is that referring to something else being needed or mandated?
I think it's the equipment. Sometimes they mandate, they have mandated changes to the equipment. Remember, we all had the touchscreen voting machines?
Yep.
And then they said, no, you can't, you have to have a paper trail, right? You need a paper ballot. So we got mandated to throw those machines out, and we went to the ones now that have a paper ballot, so they can be recorded. I think maybe that's what she's talking about, but I think it's more of the life cycle of the machine. Will it need to be replaced in 10 years, or will it not be? So what we've been doing is putting like 10 grand a year aside, just trying to be prepared, so when the time comes, a sizable portion of what's needed sitting there in the bank account, so to speak.
Okay, so the anticipation is there will be $60,000 put aside for this when the time comes.
Odds are
If-
we'll probably have to start increasing the amount in
Yep.
the budget each year to 15, 20,000.
Because of the inflated cost of the equipment.
How long does a laptop last, right? You know,
Depends
5
on
to
how
10
you
years,
take care of it.
it's probably in the window, and that's, really, it's about,
That's a long time if you don't use it.
That's right.
That means yours will last forever, right?
I didn't use it.
Yeah, and these things are highly used. They're used for special elections, town elections, county elections.
some of them are used for the full 45-day
Yeah.
pre-voting.
Pre-voting,
early voting.
yeah, early voting. So,
So in this write-up, there's a quote at the end of it from Election Systems and Software for $135,000. So is that like if they bought the equipment today, or that's the anticipated cost in
That's
few years?
today.
Yeah, so you're looking at increases from there.
Yeah, and their bid's only good for 30 days, so
Right.
you know it's gonna go.
So that could be 150 or 200,000 or whatever
Maybe 2 or 7 years.
by that time.
probably be higher with the 2028 presidential election coming up again.
Let's
I mean,
get
think
through
about
this
it.
one first. So, right.
We'll have a new election laws by then.
Are you ready to rate this?
Yes.
one? Public health and safety. I don't know that there's a health or a safety issue.
Yeah, I think it,
I would
I
argue,
think it affects health or safety.
No.
zero, okay. External requirements,
That's authority required by law.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a 3. Protection of capital facilities,
no,
I don't see any existing facility involved in that.
it's equipment.
Yeah, it's equipment. Operating budget,
Minimal, no operating.
yep, okay. So 2. Environmental quality, 0. Life expectancy of project, if we go by the same thing, we're looking at 10 years, so we have to go 0. Relation to comprehensive, I'm sorry.
That's less than
That's
10.
less than
Yes,
10
That's
years.
less than 10 years.
One is
It's
10 to 14.
I guess we can give it a
10.
1, and that's stretching it, right? Relation to comprehensive plan and other plans? 0. Availability of financing,
There is the potential for some state funding.
right,
Should be a 1.
so we could give it a 1. Economic development, 0. Prerequisite,
No.
there's really 0. Population served, this, you'd have to say 50%,
It serves everybody,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
All
at least
voters anyway.
50%. Community need,
Future need.
future need would be a 2.
2.
That's just because of life expectancy of the current equipment?
That makes sense.
Okay.
So the
We
next
need to get
one,
into making these machines.
what now?
We need to get into making these machines.
Yep. $1 million business. All right, so the next project is Fire and Rescue SCBA Air Trailer. This was submitted by Mr. Powell, I think he's in the room, so we got an expert in here. If you have any technical questions, I'll defer to him. The Prince Edward Area Firefighters Association is currently operating an outdated and mechanically plagued 1996 International Air and Light utility truck that's been purchased from DeKalb County, Georgia. The current apparatus is unreliable and unable to fill the new self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA, fully that the county fire department switched to. This project would replace the current truck with a towable enclosed trailer outfitted with new compressor, air compressor filling station, bottles, generator, and lights. By switching to a trailer, the need for upkeep and maintenance on a vehicle is eliminated, thus lowering operating and maintenance costs over the life of the trailer. Over the past year, the Firefighters Association has been looking at options to replace the current apparatus. Once an order is replaced, the build-out of the air trailer would be about 5 to 7 months. The project benefits all emergency service personnel in the county, along with the estimated 22,000 citizens they protect daily, including both Longwood and Hampton-Sydney College. Due to consistent mechanical issues faced by the current air utility truck owned by the Prince Edward Firefighters Association, along with the outdated air compressor system, has become unreliable when needed for an emergency. The ability to maintain vital air supply to fill SCBA bottles at the scene of a structure fire allows firefighters to continuously work to extinguish the fires, search for victims, or save valuable property. The ability to refill SCBA bottles on scene, the departments are able to place apparatus back in service quicker, making them available for the next emergency. And this project will serve a countywide public response purpose.
Mr. Powell, quick question for you. Did we buy a used 1996 unit from Georgia?
Yes.
Okay.
The association,
The association did, which there was an assumption based upon that.
and it was in decent shape.
Yeah, it was in decent shape, but it's, every quarter, we have to test the air that it's manufactured with that. Sometimes the generator will come on, sometimes it won't, and we're having a lot of problems with it here lately. The guy told us the last time he did the service on it, if, it's not gonna be long, we're gonna have to replace all the valves on the individual air bottles in there, and it's gonna cost more than the truck is worth.
Yep. Okay. Okay, if we can go ahead, we'll rate this one here. Public health and safety. You're looking at, with 3? Okay. External requirements required by law, I think by regulation. 3. Protection of capital facilities. I would have to say a 3.
Oh, it's a facility? No, it's equipment.
It's equipment.
This particular criterion kind of throws me off.
Yes, it does, because
Because it's about facilities,
Yeah.
but equipment could be just as important as a
yeah, I
facility.
think it depends on the project we're looking at, but yes, this one is more of equipment, but
Yeah.
it's going to save some facilities possibly.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe down the road, this could be revised
Yeah.
to capture important
Yeah,
equipment, just not
right,
important
as
buildings.
opposed to facility.
Yeah.
Would everybody agree a 3 there also then? Okay. Operating budget, decreased operating costs just from a repair standpoint. 3. Environmental quality, improve environmental quality of the county and its neighbors. I don't know that we can say,
Yeah, I'd say probably doesn't have an impact.
Yeah. okay. And no effect, that we can put a 0 there.
Yeah.
Last 20 years.
Life expectancy of project, 20 years.
Yeah.
Relation to comprehensive plan and other plans? No, it's not in there, okay. Availability of financing?
Potential revenue, we have some great savings.
There's nothing, so far we haven't found anything out there?
We can sell the old truck. They get a couple thousand miles.
Can you reach out to DeKalb, see if they want to buy it back?
You got potential for one, you have potential for some non-county revenue.
Okay.
All right, I'll put- make that.
Economic development? 0. Prerequisite? I would say 0. Yeah. Population served, I would have to say 50% or more, 3.
Yes.
Community need, I think it, right now, based upon the quality of the equipment we have now, it fills the current need of 3.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, move on to the next one.
Somebody came, thought we didn't have any firefighters around.
Well, they think we're all paid now anyway.
I have I know we just read it, I have just a question about the funding for it was proposed for the 2026 fiscal year. Is the need more immediate though than that, to put it in 2025?
The reality is, when we do our next budget, starts in December of the 26 budget.
I see.
That's why it's listed that way.
What we would potentially do is either put all or part of it into that budget. So, reality is that's more likely where it'll end up anyway.
Okay.
Okay. The next one is Fire and Rescue Knox Box Project. So Prince Edward Area Firefighter Association is currently looking to convert Farmville Fire Department's Knox Box program into a county-wide managed Knox Box program. The Knox Box program provides responders access lock boxes on businesses, homes, and solar facilities that will have access cards or keys inside. The system allows responders access inside property without having to force their way in, which could cause property damage. The equipment needed for fire and rescue for this project is the secure devices that mounts in each apparatus. The equipment locks the access keys in each apparatus until needed and provides accountability each time the keys are used. The project will take about 3 to 5 months to complete once the order is placed for equipment. This project benefits all emergency service personnel in the county, along with the entire estimated 22,000 citizens they protect daily, including both Longwood and Hampton-Sydney College. The project is needed to ensure responders have access to businesses, homes, solar farms, and even access gates to secure facilities. The electronic access key stored on the apparatus has built-in security to maintain accountability of the key use. This project will serve a countywide safety purpose. If you remember, we were talking about this when we had these recent solar projects. You go down these roads and, make sure that they can get in there to fight a fire or to just inspect if they have a suspected fire. But it serves a lot more than that. It could be any business that needed it.
There's a lot of locked gates at businesses after hours too, which is where it's so critical for you.
Yeah, it just, it saves the property owner also.
Right.
There is smoke or a reason for it.
Yeah. Anything else on this one, Mr. Lowe? We ready to rate this one? Public health and safety. It'd be a 3. Required by law, regulation, or mandate? It is not required by law. 0, okay. Protection of the capital facilities. I think depending on where you are, that would be a 3 for sure. Operating budget, there's no decreased operating cost, but minimal,
2.
we can go 2. Environmental quality, there's nothing really there. We'd have to say,
Other than putting out fire.
yeah. I don't, say 0 there. Life expectancy of the project, if these Knox boxes are in place?
The boxes are maintained by the property owner and the keep is maintained, so it should last as long as the keep.
Okay, 20 years we could use, okay. 3, relation to comprehensive plan and other plans. This was not in the comprehensive plan initially, so we'd say 0. Availability of financing, you currently haven't found any funds, so no financial arrangements currently exist, to be a 0. Economic development, I don't see anything there, 0. Prerequisite, it doesn't require any implementation in advance, implementation, 0. Population served, we'd say 50% or more. We go that high? Okay, I thought so. Okay. And then community need,
Since current need.
yeah, if it's current need,
Yeah, we need them now.
yep, exactly, okay.
All right, move on to the next one. Okay. Next one is the courthouse generator project. This involves the replacement of a 400-watt generator at the courthouse. Current generator was installed when the courthouse was expanded and renovated in 1998. Current generator now has 26 years and 785 hours of use.
If you keep going, we can set a record. Maybe we can earn some points by
may
setting a
be.
record for the longest.
Oldest generator in the courthouse.
There you go.
The estimated cost does not include the rental of a temporary generator during replacement, which would be needed. Estimate $10,000. It serves the courts and all county offices in the courthouse in the event of a power outage, maintains the operations of dispatch, law enforcement, which includes 911 and the operations center in the sheriff's department. That's a critical need. The age of generator makes it a candidate for failure. Planned replacement is preferable to having it fail during a prolonged power outage. Failure of a generator could be crippling to the operations of the sheriff's office. I think that's key. The replacement location would be the current location, so we have a space for it. And the total project cost with the $10,000 temporary generator is $250,835. So it's not a cheap repair, not a cheap
Generators are not cheap.
project, but it's a critical need that powers this courthouse.
Most important thing is right now, powering the sheriff's dispatch. Means you have to flip stuff over to town temporarily. But, yeah, I think it probably will get pushed out at least a year or two, just simply because of where we're at in the timing span. Just like we replaced the HVAC here, the cooling unit chiller, you're gonna have to replace it.
Just a question, because of the generator like this requires service on a monthly basis, that all goes into the operating budget, so there's nothing in here. This is strictly purchase of the generator to $240,000, correct? And the rental of the temporary, okay. Yep,
This
it does.
is, go ahead, Lou.
I will say if it does get pushed back, would probably be better, because these new diesel engines are depth fluid on them and sensors.
Yeah,
It's no different from your vehicle that you drive every day.
right.
When they sense something wrong, they don't work.
right,
And then you call a technician with a laptop.
yep.
I understand the government has these regulations on 700+ horsepower diesel engines now
Right.
because of this problem.
And this is,
I don't know what horsepower this one is.
I don't know, but,
Doug, was your previous point that this is really an FY 2026 item?
yep. We'll go ahead and rate this one, though. Public health and safety. 3. Yeah, external requirements. It's not required by law, is it technically?
Probably is.
I would say it is because of the dispatch
Yeah,
center.
dispatch, okay, that's right, yeah, dispatch, so it'd be 3. Critical to save structural integrity of existing facility, yep,
Yeah.
save the courthouse.
Yeah.
Okay, operating budget, decreased operating costs, no.
Probably a 2.
We're not renting, we don't rent any now, we just exist, right?
Yeah, it's probably a 2,
Yeah.
because it's not gonna change.
No operating costs, okay.
Question, does that automatically come on once a month or something, Doug?
It does.
Yeah.
Once a week.
Once a week as a test, yeah.
Okay.
then they have regular maintenance.
Yeah. Environmental quality, improve environmental quality of the county and its neighbors, really not, have no effect.
Unless it
Zero,
puts out
yeah.
less emissions than the.
Yeah.
The diesel emission.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't know if it's a cleaner.
If you were going propane
generally.
acid, you'd have to be better off for that.
Yeah.
Take a big tank to run it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue. Space.
Yeah, yeah. Life expectancy of the project, if this one lasted 26, be 20, so 3. Relation to comprehensive plan, it's not 0. Availability of financing right now is 0, correct? Okay. Economic development, 0. Prerequisite, 0. Population served. Yeah, it could be a 3 based upon the utilization of the courthouse.
Well, the 911 center, everybody uses that.
Yep, exactly. Community need, it's not, it's hard to say it's a current need.
Maybe a future.
Yeah. A 2? Okay.
Okay. Next one is the convenience center upgrade Prospect Tuggle, solid waste. The county is proposing to upgrade the consolidate the Prospect and Tuggle convenience sites to provide better customer service for our citizens. Upgrade would include a new site location, paving, new fencing, signage, concrete pads for compactors, and open-top dumpsters, site lighting, and security cameras. County would fund and construct the new site in FY 27-28. The improvements would serve the entire community, with those living outside of Farmville town limits in the most benefit. This would become the primary convenience site for the Prospect District. And it's got a description on the Prospect District, and it's located, the current site's too small, wedged between High Bridge Trail and 460, no opportunity to expand. The Tuggle site is located at the front entrance of landfill. With the construction of Cell F, the plans to redesign the entrance, the landfill, so the existing site would not be in a good location for routine traffic. Both of those sites are unpaved, typically with potholes and mud. Current locations are very hard to maneuver. They don't have adequate lighting. They do not have site screening, which we did do in the rice collect to buffer it and landscape it. It is uninviting to the public and reflects poorly on the community. By combining 2 sites into one larger site, citizens in that area will be better served. One safer, larger site, and the county will reduce staffing expenses by having 1 site instead of 2. New location will need to be selected and purchased, as well as to consolidate the new sites into the larger location. New sites are just a few miles apart. New location would combine both and serve the citizens of the county efficiently and cost effectively. This project is $1 million project.
The best thing is it'll save us from impact improving both sites.
You're combining 2, not the greatest sites into one.
And you'll save the operating costs with staff in one, and it'll save you.
That's the 31,000 there on an annual basis.
And from a zoning standpoint, if you look at our current zoning code, the current sites are grandfathered, they're non-conforming,
Right.
but they're not in compliance because they don't have the site screening.
Right.
Full screening in the slat fence. They don't have landscaping. They don't have night sky-friendly fixtures. So, the site at Rice checked all the boxes. It meets our current ordinance, and it's a beautiful, well-kept site.
What will happen to these 2 sites once this new 3rd site is up and running?
Interesting enough, right, so let's say the first site at the landfill, we'll just kind of get incorporated into the landfill. So we won't run into store equipment for the entrance. The other site, we think, is on VDOT right of way. County does not. It is in no man's land. Anybody who's been to Prospect, it's between the trail and 460, and we're not sure who owns it,
Interesting.
but we've been there
I
forever.
would say,
I was gonna say, isn't
I
there-
would say it's VDOT's because the old road went straight up through there.
So the odds are, we could never improve it, because we don't really have the authority to improve.
Don't have the clear title.
We don't have third time.
But after we've used it for so long, don't we, grandfather?
Adverse possession.
Adverse possession.
But keep in mind, any redevelopment of a site can trigger VDOT's complete review on everything.
Yep, exactly.
Site distance and et cetera, turn lanes.
Where were we talking about? buying a piece of property? Got anything in mind?
We do, it's a site, I'm gonna say it's on if you're heading back from the Prospect site, as you heading back towards like Oliver, some of the other, it's on the south side of 460 in there. We haven't made an offer yet, but we certainly, I think there's a for sale sign on the property.
Well-
Also, it'd make a nice fire station site too, if we're rebuilding the fire station.
I'd like to say the reason I was late to the meeting, I want to apologize to the whole group here, was because I was inspecting that site, potential purchase, but that's not true. I was just late. So thank you for your understanding.
So you can buy it now and run the price up.
You bought it in secret under an assumed name.
Pulling back on the 460 is right dangerous. Prospect
Or
also.
460.
Yeah.
We haven't made an offer yet, so I don't wanna.
Is it for sale?
It's going back towards Tuggle.
Kind of in between the two, I
Yeah.
want to say, you're really only a couple miles from either.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just wondering, it's getting close to my house. I'm concerned.
You got a piece of land, you gonna sell it now?
Actually, I'll say the property we're looking at, you're not on top of anybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. At Fairland,
I know where it is.
Yep.
And it's a good place because everybody that makes a turn there throws their trash there, right?
there you go.
It's already been tested,
Kill
right?
two birds with one stone. you know.
It's already been tested. Okay, we'll go through and rate it. Public health and safety,
3.
3, yep. External requirements, it's not required by law, but,
I'll say 0.
0, okay. Protection of capital facilities, it will improve facility appearance, definitely.
And it'll replace two
Yeah.
outmoded
Yes,
facilities.
and so certainly will improve facility appearance. Operating budget, it will result in decrease, so it's 3. Yeah, project will improve environmental quality of the county and its
It will,
neighbors.
for the new
Yeah,
site, we'll actually collect the leachate, put it into a holding basin.
Yeah, it will.
they get rid of maybe some of the throw out stuff at the turn there.
It'd be close
Lou?
to get it to a dumpster anyway.
Life expectancy, we can,
20 plus.
20 plus, okay. Relation to comprehensive plan, it is,
It is not.
it's not included in any written plan right now, 0. Availability of financing,
Actually, let me take that back. We have upgrade of sites. in the
that's true,
current
that's
set.
true, it isn't.
It's
We
all
don't,
of them.
yeah, we don't designate which ones, but it,
That's right.
yeah. So,
It's in
it's
a
a,
formal plan adopted.
it's, okay, so it's a 1 then, right? I'm sorry, it'd be 3, okay,
Three.
yep. Availability of financing, 0. Economic development, 0. Prerequisite,
I think from the standpoint of the one at Tuggle at the entrance of the landfill, I think we need to complete this and get that out of there.
Yeah.
so we can relocate.
okay,
Right. This needs to be done to decommission the other
right,
two.
right, exactly.
So what number,
Okay.
what are you putting on that? What number?
A 1.
Okay.
Population served,
Probably
One?
either 1 or 2,
okay,
because you've got, between the two sites, it is a smaller population out there, but it's still, I'd say at least, maybe a number 1.
a 1, okay, 10 to 24, okay. Community need, I think it does not fill a need in the community, but enhances existing facilities and/or programs, because we already have one there, so we're just improving it.
Future need, though.
It does fill a future need if you look at what we're doing, yes. Okay, a 2?
2.
Okay,
Two.
Next project, it's also a convenience site upgrade, Worsham. The county is proposing to upgrade the Worsham convenience site to provide better customer appearance. Upgrades will include paving, new fencing, signage, concrete paths for compactors, open-top containers, site security, and site lighting. County would likely fund improvements to the site in late '24, early 2025. Improvements will serve the entire community, sites for citizens living in the Hampton-Sydney district, southern portions of Florenville district, northern portions of the Lee district. This project is an $800,000 project.
Well, I know one thing, that
landfill is used.
That's what I was gonna ask.
On the weekends, it's full.
And that, and
It's
you,
full.
and people wait in line.
It's
You get-
exactly,
Yep,
yep.
people wait in,
Rice is the highest used.
Okay.
Worsham's number 2.
okay, that's what I was gonna ask,
I
okay.
think you could argue Prospect Province for volume, but certainly the Prospect Tuggle combo,
Yes.
which is, Worsham is heavily.
Yeah.
That animal shelter out there at the Worsham site, is that gonna be used for something else or just torn down? Or,
Storage or torn down, I think one of those two, yeah.
Doesn't have much value as it is right now, yeah. Okay. Let's go through the same way. Public health and safety,
Again, I
It'd
think
take
it's,
3.
existing issue because right now,
Yeah.
that combo, everything goes from the ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, that's why I rated a 3. External requirements, 0. Protection of capital facilities,
This is an existing facility,
Yeah.
significant improvement.
yes, yep. Operating budget, there's no technically decreased costs here, so, have minimal or no operating and maintenance costs increase. It won't have any, decrease,
2, I guess.
yeah, 2, yeah. And 2 kind of word, is there unusual there? Environmental quality, it will improve, yeah, so it'd be 3. Life expectancy to 20 years plus, if done right, okay. Relation to comprehensive plan,
I'd say it's 3 because it's in the current.
right, it's in our current plan, okay. Availability of financing would be 0, okay. Economic development, 0. Prerequisite, 0. Population served, this one here would be the
I'd
25.
say the 10 to 24%.
Okay, and community need, 3. Current need, yes. Potholes and traffic.
And not screened.
Okay,
I can't tell you how many people, when I tell them they gotta screen their property when they're coming for special use, will reference one of our own sites and say, well, you don't screen yourself. I say, well, it's grandfather.
grandfather, yes.
But when we upgrade it, we will bring it up to code. So, all right, the next one, scale house landfill office replacement. Replacement of the scale house, 16 by 26 mobile office trailer with 3 offices, a restroom, and a break area kitchen area. The building will hold the landfill employees and scale operator. Area will be for 9 employees. Building will take about 12 months to build once a purchase order is issued. No other studies are needed, and this is a $175,000 project. And I don't know if you've been to the landfill and seen the existing facilities, but it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Those boys needed something. Those,
That's an understatement.
do what now?
That's an understatement.
Yeah, it's a little,
Just a comment about out there. I went out there and looked at this the other day, where we're talking about combining the 2 receiving stations. Where you go into the landfill, the receiving station is right here.
Yeah.
And then you gotta go around to line up for the scales.
Yeah.
So if we could get this out of the way first,
It would help.
that would give them a lot better area to drive in and out.
Yeah.
and
I
put
think it would
their-
help a
No,
lot.
you're
So
right,
I
you're
drove
right,
through the
yeah.
property and,
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel comfortable working there as it is right now.
It's very cluttered.
Yeah,
Very
yes. It's all congested right there.
cluttered.
it is.
Would this, if the new scales ever need to be replaced, would this facility be compatible with that?
Well, see, first of all, what we're looking at is, it's an office trailer, modular.
Right, I understand that, yes.
So it can be moved, number one. But, yeah, so this, with the scale, when the scales are replaced, we can pick up and move the office building again and reset it. in
You mean
different
that
locations.
the proposed scale house is going to be semi-mobile?
It's a modular unit.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, all right.
What size is the ones there now?
The one there now is I want to say it's 8 feet wide. It's a narrow, so the one we're looking at is almost like a double unit.
I don't say, it's no more than 8 foot, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably 8. Most of those full office units,
Yeah.
kind of like the new company we're talking to is the one that's putting.
Doing the school
portable
units?
units out to school. So this one would be, it's almost like a double with a hallway in the middle, but it's a larger unit. We actually have almost all the money set aside. We can stick the money aside for the third year now, so the good thing is hopefully we'll be able to pay cash.
That's what's shown in the budget numbers here, general fund, okay. Okay. Public health and safety, let's say 3.
Yeah, I see.
External requirements. It's not required, but, 0 there. Protection of capital facilities. If you look at the
I
capital.
think
Yeah,
significant structural deterioration.
3, yes.
exists.
Yes, that'd be a 3. Operating budget,
Let me say this, there's that building, then we have a mobile home,
Yeah.
that's an office back there.
yeah, mhm,
Lou, sometimes it'll be $600, $700, $800 a month trying to heat that darn mobile
Yeah,
home.
it
should be a 3.
So I think you'll see a little more modern facilities.
okay, could have some decreased operating costs, okay, 3. Environmental quality,
Got to be better than what's there.
yeah, has to be, at least may improve, it could be at least a 2. 2. Life expectancy,
It'll be 20 or more.
20, okay, 3. Relation to comprehensive plan, it's not in the comprehensive plan, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
But is it in any other plan? No?
no,
Because you said we've been putting money aside
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, it's in the budget.
It's not in the plan.
It wasn't, it came in later
Yeah.
than, it didn't get last CIP.
okay, so that'd still be a 0. Availability of financing, 0. Economic development, 0. Prerequisite,
Really 0.
yep. Population served, we can say, and it's like 50, you can say 50% or more based upon what's going in
There's
there.
the whole count.
Well,
Yeah.
that's right. Hold on.
3. And community need,
That's it.
I'd say 3, okay?
Yeah, it's a definite need for those.
Yes, it is. It's nice to see we have set aside funding for it, though.
The last one on our list is a compactor replacement at Tuggle, Prospect, and Verso. Compactors at these locations are now 1999 models, makes them 25 years old. They're beginning to have major rust issues and mechanical issues, starting to be more costly than the machines are worth. First compactor will be placed at Prospect, the second will be at Tuggle, and the third Verso. The current machines have had wiring repairs, metal replaced on the top legs and compaction ramps.
I talked to Jeff Jones today about the compactors. Being I'm not supposed to be doing anything else, I got nothing to do but ride around and look at stuff now. But the one at Prospect has a brand-new pump, motor, housing, control switch. The operator there said it is working nicely now. The only rust that I saw was one plate where you take off to go in to inspect your cylinder. The one at the landfill in there showed no leaks whatsoever. Jeff said he was gonna talk to Moore's and our Max machine, and they've already got one now they've already refurbished as a spare. But these things are designated a left and a right from where you
Yeah.
put your trash in.
Right.
And I said, Jeff, the top, talk to Moore's, have it where you can bolt it and reverse it to make it a left-right. Well, we're worried about the controls. I said, put them on the end.
Yeah.
And that way it can be either or wherever you need one.
Yeah.
I said, these things can be rebuilt. It's nothing but metal,
Yep.
welding, a hydraulic pump, and a motor.
Yep.
And he said, well, you know, the last one we had refurbished was about $3,000.
As opposed to what we're looking at for new ones here, yeah.
And they've got age on them, but they're all working right now without a leak one.
So I looked at it and said, well, if we're gonna merge Prospect and total.
Right.
You get rid of one.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Because if you spend 10 grand to refurbish
Yeah.
one, if it was that much, then you need to be CIP.
Yeah,
Well,
Still saving a bunch of money at 10 grand.
Then you'll have a spare too.
I would say let Jeff talk to them up there about what we talked about today and get an estimate of what they would charge, you know, if it is metal work that needs to be done. And, the one at Prospect, I mean, the drive system's brand new.
you can replace and put steel in its place. It's easy to do. I mean, we've
That's
done
what
that.
we
Yeah.
did we took the old one at Rice,
Yeah.
and they refurbished it. They
So-
sandblasted
Yep,
it,
that-
repainted
yep.
it.
They do excellent work. And it's
I mean,
reasonable.
our staff even did it,
Yeah.
Paul did that
A
one.
lot of trash companies refurbish their own in-house the same way what you're talking about. You just, you know, somebody knows how to weld and, you just blast it and paint it.
Now, what we end up replacing is the container, if you ever see our containers on the road, some of them are eating out the
Yeah.
entire bottom all the way through the other side, so. That, the darn liquid that comes out of that thing is so corrosive, it'll eat through steel. And, you know, some of those bins are over 15, 20 years old, but, I'd say, let's just pull it.
Yeah.
Let's not even.
You wanna
score
do
it.
that or table it till Jeff gets
We can
with
table
them?
it, we can table it till
Okay.
next meeting.
Yeah, I think the comment was if we would get one, we have a spare then, and we can just
Right.
rotate it
We've
through
got
that
one
way.
Now, so
Yep.
theoretically, we'll have two.
Two spares, you know. And that way you're not putting any of them out of business.
If we get that spare fixed, I'd rather put it at Rice right now, because then you can flip flop the people coming in and out of it.
So we holding this one?
Now, so,
Yeah, okay.
Didn't we do something on those, the last CIP session? I thought we did something on those compressors.
what we've done was the upgrade of the site. and
The Rice.
Site
Yeah.
was Rice.
Right.
And now, honestly, Woodfield, we've gotten into a little bit more, because originally, I think we were talking about, you know, paving, putting in new fences and lights. Now we're putting in, you know, leachate collection system, catch, everything, we get squeezed out of the compactor. We're doing security camera system to catch people who are dumping stuff illegally. So it's a little, it's more expensive, but I think the product that you're ending up with is a
superior.
lot better.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking that the compactor that was at Prospect, or,
The
Toggle,
compactor we
at
had
Toggle.
was the big trash compactor at the
Okay.
landfill.
Yeah.
That was the $600,000 piece of equipment that actually
Okay,
compacts the trash.
all right,
You're right.
okay.
So back to, we need to stop tossing the bags over the fence when it's closed? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
You get cameras.
Smile on the camera when you do it.
Toggle
Because it
Road-
does happen, believe it or not.
Toggle Road had a whole pile of furniture on the side of the road.
Which one?
Toggle Road, right
we
before
can
you
go
get to
through-
the
I'm gonna go through all these
landfill,
pretty
it hits
quick.
you right off inside.
Yeah, we need a little bit, hopefully somebody kept some of those photos. We actually did with the camera we have at Rice, there was a lady, who pulled up, started heaving stuff over the fence. She was on camera, so the sheriff's office paid her a visit. I think she was mortified that she was on camera.
You wanna hear a good one? Luckstone entrance. Keith came in one morning and a whole pile of garbage right in front of the gate. Unfortunately, the person dropped their cell phone. And he went through the phone and found Mama's phone number. So Mama had the daughter come back. And he made her pick it all up.
That's good.
Moral of the story, don't drop your cell
Don't,
phone.
We'll leave the address on it.
Any other comments from the board regarding the capital improvement plan? Okay. Next would be, Mr. Love, review of supervisors' actions.
Yeah, I don't really have anything up to date since we didn't send anything to them last month.
Okay.
I can tell you on old business, we did get the application from Gabriel Solar, which is the Falkland Road site, which is 800 acres total, about 21 landowners, 600 acres of panels roughly, with a 6-acre battery storage facility and a substation. We currently have that under review by our engineer. I'm supposed to have a call with them on Monday. They'll be finalizing their report to us. We decided, like the other big site we had, the Heinz site that was over 200 acres, to get a full-blown engineering firm to take a look at the entire thing. make some recommendations to us, comments to you all. So that's taking place.
You said there's 21 landowners?
Uh-huh.
How many acres in this one?
About, counting buffer, about 800. It's about 600 acres of panels.
And where is this one?
Falkland Road.
Lead district.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And they've got, this one has a battery storage component, so it will have 6 acres under roof with a battery storage building, and potentially a substation. So it will be the biggest project, solar project proposed to us to date so far, and probably would say the biggest, largest development of mass grading development site so far of any sort.
Is it Dominion?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought it had to be Dominion.
In there?
it'll tie into the venue.
Don't catch on fire.
With
I'm not
the-
going.
With the battery storage, that ups the investment
Yep.
significantly. I mean, you're talking probably close to a penny to lose as far as annual impact, but you're also talking $2 million in capital upfront
Yeah.
contribution, so pretty significant.
That's expensive.
What's the megawatt output of
80,
80?
80,
It's good
80
size.
megawatts.
It's a good size for
Yeah.
sure.
That's,
And running data center,
What's
Yeah.
that?
yeah.
Small one these days.
small one.
And what do we think, what do we got early estimates, maybe 15, 12, $15 million in,
I don't,
we haven't done the revenue share yet.
yeah, I've done just the,
Without, well, that's the solar, you know, the battery, I'm not sure, yeah. This will be a little different.
I mean, again, yeah, it's gonna,
It's gonna be significant.
150 plus per year in annual revenue, plus a couple million in siting agreement funding, so it's,
What
look
part
at
of
the
Falkland
40-year
is it on?
lifespan, that's pretty significant.
It's,
Kind of, is it kind of?
it's sprawled all over. It's, you know where the old plantation house, which is
Yeah.
right across from that?
It's all cut over.
Yeah, it's behind, it's way, they've pushed it back. They had 2 community meetings. The second community meeting, they responded to some of the citizens' concern and pushed it back. They got some land under contract from Liberty, which it was supposed to be, it's 2 areas that were disconnected. So we potentially had one application, and they said if one side didn't work, the other side, they didn't want it because they needed 80 megawatts. That's the deal. So they connected it with the Liberty piece, but there's really no panels up on Falkland of any sort, really anywhere. They've got them pushed back. Yeah. But like I said, I've got the application, paper form, and everything is in my office. We're just holding off and let this go through engineering level review first, and then we'll be potentially scheduling this potentially in December. Just want to let y'all know that under old business.
I'm just surprised you got 21 landowners to agree. Yep.
He hesitated, didn't he?
Yeah.
They have to sign the application.
Yep.
Yeah, they had signed the application, they had to go back to them and get their signatures on separate application
say.
sheets. So the application is, obviously, they just sent
Yeah,
the signature form to everybody, but I got like 21 of those.
So we should expect 21 people sitting on one side when we
Oh,
have this
you're gonna have,
meeting?
and then you're gonna have the others.
Yes, those will come in buses.
Yeah. So, new business, I've got one piece of new business for you. As you may be aware, Mr. Leatherwood's not here tonight. He called me last week. He's having some mobility issues. I think he's got some surgery, knee surgery, something facing him. He gave me a letter today, and because of those mobility reasons, he is resigned effective immediately.
He was gonna try to stay through the end of the year.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
yeah, he wanted to. It was bittersweet, and I thanked him for his service, and found out, I think he was, what was it, 06, I think he was,
Yeah, he's a long-term.
long-term member, yeah.
On the floor.
So, I'd wondered if, you all would want to direct staff to work on a resolution for service and present to, maybe, I don't know if I may have to deliver it, but we can I'm not sure how that'll work
I
out.
think it'd be something nice to do. I think it's certainly something, I think it's a great idea. We need to do something.
But we can work something up with y'all,
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
because he was a longtime member, and
Almost 20
seen a lot of things, yeah.
That's exactly right. You look
When
at
you
that.
advertise for this vacancy, are you gonna try to implement
The
Yes, they
the
go,
district thing?
yes,
yeah.
yes.
We talked about that, having to try to start doing that as we
Yes.
replace.
Yeah, his replacement may not be from the same district. The board will have that ultimate decision.
I think right now, because he was District One.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, I think both Lee and Lockett are currently, don't have.
No representation, that's right.
So looking for somebody in those districts would help.
Yeah, we
And is
prepared.
willing to serve 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get, I hope we'll get somebody like that. We're gonna have an advertisement for volunteer positions going out in the paper.
Okay.
Subsequent to this, should start, was it Friday or maybe Wednesday next week? Next week, Wednesday, I think. But yeah, we'll work on something and get it brought back here so you can see it, and we'll read it off, and if he, I don't know if he'll be able to attend, but we can read it off. Maybe he can attend virtually?
Yeah.
I can go to Riverside Cafe when one presented to me.
Yeah.
He is there, he is there, yes.
Or Mark's.
And there's no stairs or anything there, just go right in.
Well, we really could, we could potentially have him call in, y'all could,
Yeah.
you could read it off and do something and then deliver
Put
it.
them up on the screen.
We can put them on the screen, yeah. So that's all I had. Well, of course, we've got our,
Next meeting,
yeah, and our next joint work session is next Wednesday, note the date,
at
6,
Moton Museum.
Moden Museum at 6 PM.
I won't be there.
Okay, you won't, will not, okay.
Mr. Chair, Doug, refresh my memory, didn't we have, in one of our meetings, we voted if we lost another member, we were gonna hold it at 8,
That's what we talked about.
and then, once we lose one more, then we would pick up Lee District or something?
That's what we're implementing.
Yes.
The 23rd, I've got to go back to UVA, I don't know whether I'll make it to that one or not.
Okay.
That's a, is that Wednesday?
Yes, sir, Wednesday.
That's when I
And I've written down 6 o'clock, so.
That's correct. And we'll have something.
All right.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.